Hello, I'm Annie Lisowski, and I'm a professor in the UW-Madison Department of Extension faculty. My key areas of research and teaching are in youth development, especially in restorative justice and behavioral health in rural communities. My background is in secondary education and human services and family studies. I'm very excited to be one of your keynote speakers at the 2023 Adolescent Health Symposium. My keynote presentation, titled Ways a Generation of Adolescents Are Impacted by the Pandemic, will center on the last couple years as a defining moment for our current generation of adolescents. Defining moments are shared cultural events that take place during a young person's teenage or emerging adulthood years that significantly shape their attitudes, their behaviors, and their decision-making for the rest of their life. I will never forget the exact moment that I learned an airplane had taken down the World Trade Center in 2001. I remember the exact stoop I was sitting on, what I was exactly doing, and who exactly I was surrounded by. For me, 9/11 and acts of terrorism are defining moments of my generation, and my beliefs, my values, and my choices continue to be influenced today by that period of our history. Now, a whole generation of adolescents will likely see the pandemic as one of their defining moments. They will never forget a day that they walked out of their classroom in March 2020 with the thought that they'd be back in 3 weeks and with their teachers and their friends to finish out the school year. The pandemic has undoubtedly changed and impacted their lives in ways that we're still learning about. It has developed a deepened sense of resiliency in many young people and has also been a source of covert or overt grief and declined mental health for many others. During my keynote, I'll share behavioral health trends that show how our current generation of adolescents is coping, data that illustrates the lasting impacts on their mental health, and ways to use a restorative lens in addressing their needs toward an improved future. I hope you'll also join me for my breakout session, where we'll discuss effective ways to work in coalitions, incorporate youth voice, and apply local data as prevention and intervention tools in behavioral health. We know as educators that changing unhealthy adolescent behaviors relies significantly on addressing teen perceptions of other teens' use. So during my breakout, we'll dig into utilizing a social norms approach in classrooms and communities to address risky teen behaviors like vaping, sexting, and the use of Delta 8. We'll also talk about the supports and partnerships needed to address the policy, systems, and environmental levels of change. I'll share research and best practices to engage high school students and their families with authentic strategies to co-create community change. I'm confident you'll find my presentations both engaging and practical. Putting theory into practice is always a top priority for Extension faculty, and our time together will be no different. I'll create spaces for us to learn together so that you can apply right away what you've learned in your classrooms and with your clients. I hope you'll join us for the 2023 Adolescent Health Symposium.